Okay, mate. Let me go rid of the tub. Thanks for joining me on my channel, and before this video starts, I'd like to thank everyone for helping me reach 60,000 subscribers. It was one of the lads who said to me, oh, you're at 60,000 and you should do something. So I said, well, what should we do? And he said, well, we'll do a little competition, but we'll stick it on Instagram. So later on in the video, I'll tell you how to take part if you want in that competition. And again, thanks so much for helping me reach 60,000 subscribers. I hope you enjoy this video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Robin Clevett. I've got a very quick tip for you. I'm just fitting a privacy lock on a bathroom door. Now, I've just had this place completely redecorated, and a carpentry apprentice recently said to me, do I ever get nervous when I go into a brand new house or a recently refurbished house and I have to put door handles on? Well, I used to, but once you learn a few little tips and tricks along the way, you can eliminate problems or even snags. And here is a classic example of how to do just that. So the handle I'm going to fit is a Victorian scroll handle. One little thing I do first, it comes in a cardboard box. I sort my screws out, I just stab them into the top of the box. There's an Allen key or a hex key for this section. I've also stabbed that through the top just so I'm not going to lose anything, and I know I've got enough to start with as I go along. That's the first little tip for you. You can just do that as you're going to throw that box away anyway. So the first thing I'll do is get my drill, get my screwdrivers and get it fixed. So the basic tools I've got here, I've got a bradawl, I've got a screwdriver, I've got a drill driver, and I've got a powered screwdriver or impact driver. Now, I'd obviously not use an impact driver on any impact setting, but if you're doing a lot and you're very experienced, then you could use a drill driver and or a power drill to gently turn the screws in. But a lot of these handle screws are prone to snap. You need to put a nice small pilot hole in and you need to feel them. So it's best to start off with that hand screwdriver. But I have a secret weapon, and the secret weapon to make this a job which is perfect every time, takes out any anxiety, is this. It's a small clamp. You can use any small clamp. You can get the ones with the soft ends as well, and all that's going to do is hold the handle exactly where I want it, get it all set up perfectly. Then we drill the holes, then we screw the screws in. So the first job is I take a handle, I put the bar all the way through, position all that straight through in place. I'll just bring that round so you can see it. So I'll bring that round, and then in this instance, when we've got a privacy lock, we need to put this bar through, which goes through the mortise lock. There's a small hex key or Allen key there, that will slide out. I like to put this in the upright position. The screw just means that when someone's in there and it's level, you know that it's been occupied. And then on the other side, of course, we attach this section. And again, in the upright position when it's open and when it's closed, it's level. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my clamp. Now all I'm going to do is just pinch it, nothing more. It's not going to clamp it on tight. All it's going to do is literally grab it. That's it, just enough. And I can then have a look at the handle in situ here. I can make sure it's super parallel. It's nice and secure here. I can check the other one on the other side. It's lovely and parallel. There's no slack in the handle, so sometimes they sag. If you put one side in and screw it, it might sag on the bar here, and then you put the other one on, and then you've got this issue where you're trying to open and close them. By putting a little gentle clamp on, you can test everything, you can see where it wants to go, and therefore it's a much nicer way of making sure you get it all just so. Now, we were always taught to use a bradawl only when making holes for small screws like this, and these are softwood doors. If they were hardwood, you could still use a bradawl, but it needs to be nice and sharp, and you're basically just putting it in, giving it a little twist like this, and then it will take a screw Now these screws are particularly nice. This handle set is a particularly nice handle set. So there's no major issue with them snapping here. So this is the manual way of doing it. Braddle, push into the timber, you can hear it squishing in, give it a twist to just part the grain. That's all it takes. It's one of the most useful tools a carpenter can have. It does the work of a drill in so many cases, and it's a really nice, perfect. Okay, let's do it the other way now. So let's take a power drill with a really nice pilot bit on it. Now, believe it or not, this is a little secret, but this pilot bit, they're always super sharp, especially the ones I buy. And as soon as you drill, if you're not careful with the weight of this drill, it just goes straight through that door. So I actually drill it into a breeze block a couple of times, go boom, boom. It just makes it a tiny bit dull. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it just means then I've got to give it a tiny bit of pressure. There. And there. And again, I could then use this drill, this particular drill. Oh, it's just lovely. It's just got the nicest, gentlest action. It's almost like mimicking my own resistance, if you like. I'm not clattering it in with impact. I'm not banging it home. It's just a really gentle. There we go. And the other thing I like to do, I always insist, when the old screws used to be the slotted type, we'd run them level up or down or whatever. In fact, we were always told to run them down. If the hinges, for example, when the painter used to paint the hinges, the paint used to wipe out instead of filling up. So that was the reason for that. So then I actually like to go around and feel the torque by hand. Boom, that's it. Don't over tighten it. We don't need to over tighten it. There we go. Right, let's just get the other side done. So if you're interested in having a look at my little competition, head over to my Instagram @RobinClevett. There's an IGTV all about it. Why don't you take part? I'll just braddle it to show you it's all you need. You don't really need to use. There you go, braddle them all together this time. Let's just up the pace a bit. I've got a few more to do yet before I'm done. And then I can hand this property over. Once these handles are here, they'll be able to get in and out of the rooms without locking themselves in. But again, I just think that a hand screwdriver for a job like this, you'll know if you've worked for me as an apprentice over the years, I go ballistic if you see a battery drill using handles, because what else can happen is you could just accidentally slip off and gouge the door, and then the painters have got to come back, and yes, they would have the right hump about that, let alone me. Anyway, let's take that clamp off, handle fixed, just tweak the clamp off, check the mortise, check the latch, and bingo. That's my way of fixing a handle first time without any damage and making it a pleasurable experience. Thanks for joining me here on my channel. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you soon.